40-year-old Karens when they say konnichiwa in an Italian restaurant. Spanish. Hey guys, welcome back to Voicey here. And boy do we have some crazy entitled parents for you today. So sit back, relax, happy birthday if today is your birthday, and enjoy the show. Don't forget Voicey veterans to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to never miss an episode. This story's called Entitled Family Aunt Desecrates a Family Grave to Obtain a Priceless Family Heirloom for Herself. Several months ago, before the lockdown occurred, my great-grandmother, GGM, passed away from old age. She was 108. In the early life, she worked as a jeweler. She made beautiful jewelry for the entire village she worked in. Her most prized jewelry was a rare opal ring she kept with her at all times. It is extremely valuable, and she never ever takes it off unless it's for cooking or bathing. EFA, entitled Family Aunt, was always jealous of the ring because she keeps saying, "I never have nice things," just like her family, even though her background comes from a pretty wealthy family. Her children at the time were already back with her after they spent a few months in an orphanage, until such time she was fit to be mother again. Her children are the most criminally insane pieces of craps you will ever meet. They have no sense of what belongs to who, and would simply take and take and take. One time they took my phone and got angry because they couldn't unlock it. Story for another day. Anyways, back to my great-grandmother. I was very close to GGM, as she was always telling me her stories about finding certain jewels during her many travels. Her family was poor, but that didn't stop her when she grew up. She basically helped them out of the poor side with her skills. During the will reading and instructional works for the funeral, my great-grandmother specifically said that she be buried with the opal ring. Any of the other jewels, on the other hand, went to me. EFA did not like this. She demanded that great-grandmother give her the opal ring at least as she deserved since she is part of the family, even though genetically she isn't. The will stated that any requests will be immediately denied, as great-grandma spent years to make sure everyone got a fair deal on the will. I was most surprised by her generosity, since she hardly trusted anyone in handling her large collection. By the way, she had like 150 different jewels. EFA was warned by her lawyer that she would get nothing if she ever made a fuss. Which, by the way, she did get her watch, which she didn't know was worth like 50,000 euros. EFA got furious that she just got a stupid old watch, while everyone else got something way better than her. Not true. My uncle got her car, which hasn't started for 20 years. EFA stormed out with her kids and husband. My uncle, they got the car, and never showed up until the funeral. It was a simple funeral, just talking about how she was in the past. Her crazy antics, like that time she accidentally set her house on fire. Don't leave the grease pot nearby, kids. And of course, her many travels in her youth to many countries to make her precious jewels. Said goodbye to her and so on. She was buried in our large estate of all our families buried. That was that, right? Wrong. EFA and her family, including my uncle, wanted to stay with us for a while, as they were still grieving. She gave a crap about that except for uncle, so we agreed to have them stay with us just for a few days. On the second day I was making myself a drink when I noticed EFA cleaning something with many cleaning products. I said, "EFA, what are you doing?"
"Oh hi OP, this ring is amazing on me, right?"
"Where did you get the ring?"
"From GGM, of course. I talked with her lawyer, and he couldn't bear to see that gone, so he gave it to me."
I don't believe you for a second. Tell me where you got that ring, or I'm telling Uncle.
"I don't know what you're talking about. I got this ring fair and square."
Alright, I believe you, and I left the room. I went outside just to think what to do. Go to the police or go to my grandma and the lawyer. So I called the lawyer and told her what happened. "Are you sure you saw GGM's opal ring?" "Yes, I'm positive." "Alright, I'm gonna call the police. See me at the estate." So I got in my car and drove straight there. What we saw was gruesome. Dirt everywhere and broken stones. And GGM's coffin halfway open with the ring and her finger missing. I can't tell you how much of a gruesome sight this was. Like, I blinked many times thinking it wasn't real, but it was. I was sick in my stomach of how much someone would go just for a stupid ring. Like, I get you're angry, but B, don't go starting to desecrate a family's gravesite. I called my uncle and told him what happened. He also couldn't believe it. He was also wondering whether to call the cops or not after seeing the opal ring on EFA's finger. The police came and arrested EFA for grave robbing, misdemeanor, and desecration of a family gravesite, theft, and breaking and entering. I did not know there was such a thing as grave robbing or desecration of a family gravesite, but apparently it's a thing. The extended family got light of what happened and practically shunned EFA before her sentencing. Due to the severity of the crime, the court was done rather quickly without a jury. EFA admitted that the children played part in it as well, although they had no clue that their so-called treasure hunt was to steal a family heirloom. I didn't believe that for a second. They see a body, yet they continue to steal from it. Without a heartbeat, the judge sentenced her to 3.5 years in prison. Should be more. And 4 years probation, as well as her children being taken away again. She was also fined 25,000 euros for damages in the estate. Since she hasn't done anything to the ring, that was a short sentence, 6 months. But because she practically cut a finger off a dead body, that kinda gave 3 more years. Fortunately, Uncle couldn't take care of the kids because biologically they aren't his kids, previous marriage of EFA, and financially he wasn't stable enough to take care of all 3 of them. EFA pleaded with the judge to reduce the sentence, but was immediately denied, saying that this has shed light on her very, very selfish behavior. Despite being a good know-it-all piece of crap, she has had trouble in her youth with theft of such similar cases. So while she is in prison, she will also be investigated. After she was arrested, we went NC, no contact, with her. The children have been put with a distant relative of EFA's in another country. Uncle went back home taking care of things to move back to our town. He is better now she is gone. I'm sure some of you will ask, what did I do with the jewels I inherited? I put it in a private safety box in the bank, so if ever I needed some cash, I could sell the jewels to the jewel shops or auctions. And considering there are 150 of them, I won't be having an issue. You'd have to be pretty madly obsessed to be like, you know what I'm gonna do? Once that body's in the grave, I'm gonna dig it up, cut off the finger, which is like, why would you even have to do that? Then I'm gonna get that ring for myself. But she was so stupid, she didn't even hide it. She's gonna flaunt it in front of everyone and be like, look what I got, I talked to the lawyer. Well, that's a very easy fact check. This story was called, Baby Gets What Baby Wants. I used to work at a place where guests could pay to get in wetsuits and swim with dolphins. EM is entitled Mother, EK entitled Kid, aka Precious Baby, 18-year-old spoiled rotten daughter, me as me, and CW co-worker. My job specifically was to help guests in the locker room get into their wetsuits. The locker room was very small and always crowded, so the rule was only participants were allowed back, no parents or family. As I go to collect the participants, I notice a very young girl. I internally groan and remind the large crowd that parents are not allowed in the locker room, and if we need assistance, we will come and get the parent ourselves. I start calling names and the little girl says goodbye to her mother and happily walks by me. However, I call the other names and along with an older girl, later found out she was 18, a woman is following, holding her shoulders. Sorry ma'am, only participants allowed past. If we need your help, we will— No! She screeches as she runs past me. Once everyone is inside, I go to help make sure everyone has the right size, isn't putting on their wetsuit backwards, and takes off all their jewelry. EK is sitting on the bench in her swimsuit waiting for me. I do my usual cheery routine, check her size and ask if they need anything. EK sticks out her foot and looks at me expectantly. Now, this is not my job. I explain to her how to get the suit on, how it will feel, and that'll be tight.
We need your help.
I have 11 other people who need my attention. You get started and I'll come check on you in a few minutes. EM glares at me, but I turn away before having to talk more with her. I go to the little girl and check her wetsuit size and promise if she needs anything, I'll be there to help her. After making sure everyone else is good, I come back to EM and EK. They haven't progressed at all, so I cave as I check my watch, realizing I don't have time for this. Okay, go ahead and put your foot inside here. That's it, now we'll pull it up. Once it gets higher up on the leg, I really don't want to be involved further, so I try to get her to do it once more. Other leg, there we go. Stand up and do me a favor and pull that up all the way.
I can't, my fingernails.
Legit concern. It's hard to grab neoprene with long nails.
You will have to do it for her. Baby gets what baby wants.
I stare in shock that she just said that.
We can't ruin her manicure. We just got it done. It's her 18th birthday and she wants to swim with dolphins. Baby gets what baby wants.
Okay. She continues to ramble. I'll spare you the details. Just throwing about 30 baby gets what baby wants, and that sums it up. Also, everyone else is ready to go and waiting outside by now. The little girl I was worried about was first to be ready. So, we get the suit on all the way and it comes time to go. Alright, just take off the earrings and we'll be good to go.
No, I can't take them out. They do not come out.
If they don't come out, you don't swim with dolphins. They have to come out.
You don't understand. She got them pierced years ago. They do not come out.
Unfortunately, it's for the safety of our animals, so there are no exceptions. I'm sorry, but if they don't come out, there will be no swimming with dolphins today.
Baby gets what baby wants, and she wants to swim with dolphins.
Then baby's earrings need to come out. Don't know how I didn't get in trouble for that one.
Then you do it. Take them out for her.
EK props her head, putting her ear toward me. I'm not comfortable with that. Let me ask my coworker what she wants to do in this situation. Coworker, after I explain, she gets gloves and claims she'll deal with it. We go back in and coworker tries to pull earring out, but it's stuck in. How do they usually get them out?
Gosh, how many times do I have to say it? They don't come out. The doctor said not to take them out, so they don't come out.
If you just got them done, 30 minutes out won't cause them to grow closed. It will be fine.
No, you aren't listening. She got them pierced 5 years ago and they don't come out.
Did you never take them out? Try twisting them then pulling. That's how I got mine out when I just got them pierced and they scabbed over. Coworker tries and it works.
Baby gets what baby wants.
Oh, that poor worker. The job sounds like it'd be pretty fun, right? You get to swim with and I'm guessing take care of dolphins. That sounds pretty cool. The part where it's not so cool is dealing with the entitled parents who come along, thinking that they can have it all their way. I know there are some people who basically never remove their earrings, but 5 years sounds like a long time to me. Let me know in the comments below, what's the longest time you've left earrings in, because 5 years sounds like way too long. This story's called Entitled Parents Wanted Me to Basically Be a Maid for My Sister. I had a discussion with my dad, and I live in my own apartment sometimes. I visit them from time to time. Anyways, one day during a visit, my dad was telling me about personal responsibilities. My dad was angry at me for being selfish. Basically, I live in an apartment with my sis. I do my own cooking, buy my own groceries, and clean the dishes daily. Also make sure my room is clean. My sis is more chaotic. I love her, but it is her personality. I do not boss her around. If she wants something, I will do it. She doesn't clean dishes. She uses clean dishes. Sometimes there are no clean spoons at all. Like 20 used spoons. I told her once as a reminder to clean the dishes. I never nagged. I only asked once and I took 1 plate and 1 spoon in my room that I clean daily. My sister also wanted me to wake her up for alarms. I usually wake up at 5 AM and drive to work at 6:30 AM. My sis goes to work at 9 AM, and sometimes she asks me to borrow my car. I told her I'm okay with it as long as she pays for gas. Anyways, my sis was ticked and says how selfish I was for not cleaning her dishes and giving her my car when I need it for business and work-related trips. She could afford to pay for an Uber. Anyways, when I visited my family, my dad drove his car and was talking to me about responsibilities. He told me that I shouldn't be selfish. I told him, I have work, I have friends, I clean my own dishes. I told him why can't she clean her own dishes? He said, don't blame others. I replied, you are blaming me. I also said, well, what about when you are in the house? Don't you tell us to clean our own dishes? Why don't you have the responsibilities? He was angry and threatened to throw me out of the car. I said, you threatened to throw me out because I disagree with you. I don't owe her anything. It's her dishes, and she can do her own dishes. My dad was like, you will never learn responsibilities. My mum said, your sister is busy. I was angry because I work from 7 AM till 6 PM. and I also work unpaid extra hours because I care about my job. I barely have free time, and my sister works from 10 AM till 3 PM. I replied to my mother, "And what do you think, I have nothing to do?" I then screamed at both my mum and dad. I am not her maid for her. I love my sister, and my sis was just frustrated at herself because she realizes her mess can get out of hand. She uses plastic plates after that discussion. My parents tried to tell me how to behave again. Honestly, I mean, it wasn't the best reaction from my part. But like, is it called selfish if I don't want to be a maid and I want equal responsibilities? Or at least to each their own? I mean, I never complained about her dishes, and my parents always look at me as if I'm supposed to do something about it. Stories like this make me so mad. I think because they're all relatable to us in one way or another. I just want to be responsible for my stuff, and you can be responsible for your stuff. If you want to take my property or expect me to work for you for free, and you have the gall to call me selfish, then something is wrong with you. Why is it selfish to want to keep your own stuff and not be anyone's slave? And somehow it isn't selfishness to want to take other people's stuff and expect them to do things for you. How does that make any sense? We live in a backwards society. Well, I hope you had fun today on VoiceyHere, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Submit your story to be read on the channel at voiceyherestories@gmail.com and join our Voicey veteran community at r/VoiceyHere. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to never miss an episode. Alright, Voicey veterans, I'll see you in the next one.